I'm Scotty-Joe Vegas, inviting you to stay tuned as we discuss Taboo topics. And now here's someone who has a fever for the flavor of Pringles and the ultimate reach around, Gregory Struss.
I'm walking in front of your
Yay!
Okay.
Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba.
Thank you and welcome back to the Greg Struss Show 2017, as you mentioned.
2017.
It was supposed to be 2017, or as they say on the news, 2017.
2017.
Because that is the proper thing to do. What were we talking about? Welcome back.
The ultimate reach around?
Welcome back.
What does the reach around mean?
I was just talking, Luann is with us tonight. Miffy is with us.
Miffy.
And this is why she doesn't understand, like, sitting over there, that when I look at her, I'm looking off camera. And I said, well, why don't you say, oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Bring her up on camera and give
Because
her a diarrhea kiss.
I think you might be, because I think you might be jealous. That's why you're gonna be jealous.
I will be no one's cuckold.
Cuckold is what they say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while.
Man, I'm glad to be alive in 2017. God bless all the little children. Ray Stevens, all that great stuff.
We got a new president coming. We got a new, what else do we have coming? We got a new president. We have new administration.
We have a bitter Democratic Party.
We have a bitter Democratic Party. We have a Republican Party that's, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And hopefully everybody will make some sense of it after we get through the next couple weeks, as they say. So we were talking, and I think this is going to be good, because what we were talking about beforehand, you said something about who went in the Navy?
I was listening on Shackled. They were having a man who was let's call him a homosexual, and
What's
he
that?
was that's a gay person.
Can you relate to that at all, or?
I'm not gay. You know, I'm not.
Okay.
But they had it where they had disclaimers because they had a lot of really over-the-top Christian topics on Shackled.
Okay.
Pacific Guard mission.
Have you ever been called an abomination in your life?
I've been called the N-word. I've been called everything. I've been called everything.
Have you ever been told that that's not normal?
Yes.
Have you ever been told that you're great?
Seldom.
See, I wanted to throw that one at him.
Seldom.
All right.
Great at what?
I don't know. It's kind of like, did your dad ever have a time where he would say that, make a man out of my son, make a man out of him? Like always having that theme of making a man out of him?
I think someone's dad said make a man in him, but I don't think my dad ever used that word because I'm a man, baby! Woo!
You even got the sound down right, too.
That's
anyway,
right.
We have a great show tonight. We have taboo topics, which we're going to figure out what the topic is, because I want to move us. We've been talking too much about the political thing and
The cop thing.
The cop thing.
The
What cop thing?
goddamn Anderson Cooper and all them some bitches.
The TV thing, the this thing, the that thing.
Let's talk about like women on the block that. Whoa! I'm back
Women
now.
on the block
Women on the block.
who need washcloths, or he's the
Well-
only person I know that has ever said something about a washcloth. Washcloth was did like your grandparents ever take a sponge bath?
No.
What the hell is a sponge bath?
My grandma would
You
get in
remember
there after my grandpa would, and she'd get the washcloth, and that'd be the end of it. And he was like, give me vodka.
Poor woman. She probably had to have a drink herself after dealing with that all day.
Hey, imagine anybody who puts something in their mouth like that. I'd buy a drink for them. Hey, Grammy. Hi.
It was a different time. Could you imagine having grandparents today that are like my grandparents would be over 100 years old, and much like my attire. And here's, but could you imagine having your grandparents today and having become a fully mature adult and listening to their stories from the Depression and everything else? Listen, you want a depression?
All I know is my grandma, when they would break into speakeasy, she'd be running out back, jumping in the back of cars, God knows blowing who and whatever.
Yeah, but women didn't do that back then.
Yes, they did.
That was like more in the 60s.
Yes, they did.
I don't know about you.
They called it a gobbler sandwich.
I don't know about you, but my mother was a virgin when she was, when she was married.
So did your father have you or something, or?
I'm saying that during our parents' time, our mothers were always pure. Our mothers were pure before they married our fathers.
They'd have to have a little freak in them, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but after they got married, right? Isn't that the
No.
whole thing?
No, like it itched down there.
Listen, the Catholic guilt.
I don't
had a
have
lot
Catholic
of,
guilt.
The Catholic guilt in those days was
Okay.
worse than the Catholic guilt that we
They
had.
hid behind. They're like, oh look, the priest's not looking. Let's bang behind the pew. Shot, please.
Anyway, we have
Thanks, Bobby.
a winner of Taboo Topics. Winner's been a weird winter this year.
Weird winter.
Weird, as they say, because it's
We weren't supposed to talk about weather.
it's been warm, it's been cold, it's been warm, it's been cold. Well, not warm and cold, but it's been like some days it's
Been really cold
and-
up north, like my second marriage. Shot, please. Shot, please. Shot.
It's been colder than my second marriage.
My current girlfriend learned of what ice princess meant.
My current girlfriend. Okay.
Well,
What's
I mean,
that?
who else am I supposed to say? My fiance. Is that going to come out? No.
Is that an announcement that he wants to make or not?
What an
No?
ice
Okay.
princess is when the chapel, like the furnace in the basement, is shot, please. Shut off! That means no boo-boo down there for you.
No, poo-poo.
If this is a Chinese buffet, you go hungry. If you had double chin, you go like this. Bobby, I need a double chin shot.
No poopy? Poopy?
That means no poo-poo, like lasagna. An Italian
you
person,
ever-
if they start going like this, you're
done.
dead.
Yeah,
Now
you're
this
done.
you're okay. What do you mean? But when you go, I don't understand what you're talking about the pizza bowl.
I love the Italian people.
I love the
Greek
Italian
people,
food.
the Italian people, the Dutch people.
I love the Italian submarine.
What's
I love the Italian
submarine?
stallion down in a gateway.
Anyway,
Never did it for me, Bobby.
we're glad that you're joining us. wait.
Ice princess.
Anyway,
That means no poo-poo tang for
I don't know if you know, Randy put some new pictures up.
Nude
I have
pictures?
new
Oh,
pictures
sorry.
up. I haven't seen it. I think he's been doing some video work, but not on our show.
Good.
Anyway, I'm Greg. This is The Greg Show, and we are reinventing community television here in the west side of Chicago. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Yay!
Yay!
Da, 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 da. It's
really
been really
cold
cold up
and-
north, like my second marriage.
It's been colder than my second marriage.
My current girlfriend learned of what ice princess meant. Ice
okay.
princess is when the chapel, like the furnace in the basement, is shut off!
Hi, and welcome back to The Greg Struss Show. Originating here from Studio 688 North in beautiful Elmhurst, Illinois, and there's not much out here, to be honest with you.
There on Industrial Avenue, there's quite a bit. There's a Honda dealer. There's a BMO Harris Bank. There's Shell gas station. There's Berkey's.
Okay, there's a Mariano's.
Yes.
There is a Starbucks that took the place of the...
LA Fitness.
Oh, LA Fitness. Those places took the
Those.
place of
It's right.
the hotel.
Waverton.
The Waverton Hotel. All these years we had that water going, and let me tell you, I had a little water going today too, but that's a whole different story. Whew. Last time we talked about sharding.
Yes.
Okay. How would you say a shard is? It's a combination of a fart and something else, right? A bodily movement. How could we say this professionally on television? It is a what is a fart? It's
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
No, what's it called? It's called
Methane.
a flatulent. Okay.
A flatulent.
So you have a flatulent with a possible bowel movement. And the combination of the two, you're just really not sure what's going to happen. It's kind of like, you go to the crap table. Don't get too excited here.
I'm not a crap player.
And you throw the dice and you think, okay, am I going to go this or do that? And it can be a mess. As the crap table can, the crap, literally.
I think bigger the canal, more the water problems.
The bigger the canal.
Littler the canal.
So do you move from a washcloth to a hand towel or what?
Well, I'm having a little problem, sometimes in some areas where you're like when we talk about I can't eat spaghetti.
Oh.
But how you doing, Struss, man?
You cannot eat spaghetti? Since when?
I can eat spaghetti, but it's like when you go to wipe, there's a little, it takes some doing.
Okay. Speaking of wiping, the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus will be ending. It's the greatest show on earth, and it's been in existence for over, I think, like 100 and some odd years. I don't know.
When did you go to the circus last?
It's been years, but
enough said.
Listen, they got rid of the elephants several years ago, and I guess they're just not as big of a draw, and the show's expensive. And let's face it, carnies are all taken up on the daytime talk shows.
If they kept it old-fashioned rather than trying to get hip-hop in the clowns and let them alone and have them be the pedophiles that they were, damn it, maybe it might have worked.
They have hip-hop clowns?
Yeah, that's all hip-hop. It's like they try to jazz up for the kids.
So do the clowns come out with like saggy pants and
stuff?
all
that shit. Yes. They're all like, hey, where's my, why is it okay that these people, okay, we're not allowed to talk politics. I'm right now.
We're going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Why is it okay that so many millions of people have health care, and it's not okay for everybody else to have health care? Why is that? I don't understand that.
Well, part of the Affordable Care Act was that everybody was going to be able to get.
They lied.
Well, I don't think it was a lie. I think what happened is this redistribution of wealth.
We have to do rapid fire on this to get it, keep on.
Okay, redistribution of wealth. We thought that, at least when someone said redistribution of wealth, I thought that that meant that people with money would be trickling down to the people that didn't have money. What happened is the people in the middle got soaked with all the high Obama costs, okay? They're
bigger the canal.
Bigger canal, and the people that aren't working and aren't doing anything get it for free.
Gotcha.
All right, but it's not the redistribution of wealth from the top, it's the redistribution of the working class to the bottom. That's at least what I'm thinking happened.
How many people that are unemployed right now?
Realistically. I don't know a lot of people that are unemployed, but I think the unemployment statistics are not accurate because I think a lot of people that are in their 40s now and 50s stopped looking for work in their field. Okay, you had lawyers, people that specialized in certain fields of law, intellectual property, okay? Anything in media, anything with an idea is intellectual property. A lot of these people were making $300,000-$400,000 a year, $200,000 a year. Well, when the economy crashed, those jobs went goodbye, and a lot of these people, highly educated, all right, big student loans, ended up having to go work
at
jobs
the truck stop,
at the truck stop and doing whatever it is that they were doing, changing fields.
That's right.
And making far less money. So I also think a lot of people shifted into self-employment. But I think a lot of people just stopped looking and are working for cash or doing other things.
It's hard to pay somebody cash these days. That's it.
So what was your point with this?
I had a point. It's just it turned me off. That's
I
all.
think the question is, how many people do you know that don't have health insurance? Do you have health insurance?
I think I do.
Yeah, see. And it's like if you say you don't have health insurance, you should hear the lectures I've gotten, that I've received. Oh, you got to have health insurance. Okay, but who's going to pay for it? $250 a month.
When that guy came over to go to dig gold in San Francisco, he didn't have no health coverage, and you know what? He died young. Population control.
All right, so...
And you know what else they did in San Francisco? Bigger the canal.
Right.
More the water damage.
So there's been a lot of talk, too, about race, and with, a special day in January is Martin Luther King's birthday. Now, I think one of the great things about going to Thornton Township High School in Harvey, Illinois back in the day is that we were always educated every year about the importance of what Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream and vision for
We
a
saw
society
we
was.
saw one cut of it. We didn't see everybody else with the hoses and stuff like that. They put it in a school format, and you're absolutely correct.
Right. But we were exposed to that at a very
Yes.
early age.
And if we didn't get it, we caught hell from everybody.
Yeah. And so
Not the Poles, not the Irishmen. Do we have an Indian in our school? Yeah. Okay, Raja.
But getting down to race now, what happens if we had okay, so I'll give you an example. On Fox News, they now have 3 white men. Now, this is how it's classified, white men in prime time, okay? And people are upset about that, like there's no diversity. Well,
we are targets. We are white males. We will be, from now on, we will always be a target because our forefathers stuck it so far in their ass that there it is.
so a lot of this race and now having, somebody stepping into office who is white, a business person, has been very successful. Now people are
Being
feeling
prejudged on a basis of color of skin.
yeah, and we're going to take this country back to a time when, okay, a time when what? A time when people worked, a time when people had a
Didn't get freebies.
Well, no, it's not even working. It's where
We were better. We are better than we are.
we were better than what we are,
Yes.
but that principle meant something.
Yes,
Having principles and values meant something.
that's right.
And today it's like, what can I do for nothing? If you do nothing and you get something, you really have nothing,
Wow.
right?
I think that's me.
If you win big and make big money in a short period of time, it's blood money. It's gone. It doesn't mean anything. When we work at
There's
something,
nothing sweeter than blood money.
when we work at something and we're building it, okay? When we're working on building something, there's value in that. It's not this overnight success. It
Like,
took
think
time
about
to
the
get
people
there.
who built the Turkish baths. The work they had to put in to make that.
Why are you
concept.
talking about bathhouses again?
I don't know. Can I not talk about bathhouses again? I hear they're pretty handy.
So anyway, we hear a lot about, now we're going to start hearing about race again. And really, I hate to say this, I think race relations were worse with President Obama than any president. Because, in my opinion, he didn't stand up and say, you know what, knock it off. Because if it were so racist, and racism, misogyny, all those things still exist, don't get me wrong. But I don't think that if our country were as racist as it would, that somebody like Barack Obama would have been elected, even though he is mixed race.
He's a mixed race Clinton. Let's get on to this next subject. First of all, did you ever hear Bush badmouth his competitor when he was getting out of office? No. Bush Sr., no. Reagan, no. Clinton, no. Obama, he shot his mouth off, and I don't know.
I
I don't think you do that as the president
I think there's...
because that's the party talking through his mouth.
Well, and the other part of this too is as you get a little older and you've been around the block a few times, you're not as apt to take everything at face value. And what somebody is
ABC,
saying.
CNN, CBS is controlled by the Democratic Party. That's it. You won. You got it. You got Oprah, you got everybody else. Great. Now what do you got? You guys can't even keep jobs in the country, you pieces of shit.
Wow.
It's true. You look on CNN. Oh, Trump, he's a white. You know what? Give the man a chance. And then if he's a screw up, okay, I'll be the first one to hang him.
Does anyone hear this vacuum running outside,
That's our
by the
Polish
way?
lady out there cleaning. God bless her. She's working. I don't think she's
anybody's
working
a-
for cash, is she?
Well, and then as a business owner, you get that. Now we're going back to business. What about all the taxes that people pay? It's like it's ridiculous. And then Chicago wanted to have, Rahm Emanuel was trying to, this is what I heard, he was trying to pitch the idea of taxing per employee. So a company hires somebody, they're going to pay tax on that head, so to speak.
I'm going to speak for the Mexican people of America. They pay taxes.
Everybody pays taxes.
And when they come to this country, Bobby need a shot. They go through Texas.
Everybody's
supposed to be
getting
taxed.
taxed. Everybody's getting taxed. I think we lost Luann somewhere.
But I
too.
will say this right now. Our country, if he can pull this off, they'll hate white people even more.
I think he will. He's going to start out rough, and if he's able to do,
A quarter of it.
a quarter of it, I think he will go down as a very good president. But
Will he get reelected?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Not if they're pounding CNN every day and that, what's that, a man who likes it in the old canal. Morton Anderson, what's his name?
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson's in the pooper. Anderson Cooper pooper.
How could you do this? How could you do that? And I think Kathy Griffin is a nice lady, but why don't they just get it on?
All right. When we come back, taboo topics. We'll figure something out here. I don't. The canal. I kind of like that. It's a big canal or little.
I used to
canal?
work in waterworks. I'm a water certification.
Really?
expert. Yes, I am.
But you never had a slip and slide, did you, as a kid?
No.
Anyway, we'll continue with this very perilous conversation when the Greg Show returns after this. When it comes to wiping, I can see why a woman would not be wiping forward.
You're never supposed to wipe towards a recreation area. That's what you're supposed to. That's the old joke. I'm serious. Don't die on me. I don't have any friends. Don't die. Okay.
Okay. I start to get this again, like last week. I was Welcome back to our show, originating here from the west side of Chicago. It's this time of the year that we usually start seeing the benzo sculpture. Now, this is a heavily medicated person, usually heavily medicated with street-purchased narcotics.
Narcotics.
And they'll be like this at a bus stop.
Do you think his mom likes him?
And you'll be talking, and they'll be like this. It's the benzo sculpture. Or the one like this. It's not the zombie acropolis. It's the benzo sculpture. And you heard it first here, okay? So we were talking a little bit about being a man earlier, right?
Being a man.
Yeah. I think one of the most toxic things that somebody can tell a young boy is that someone is going to make a man out of you. I think those are and I've heard people say this to their kids.
So that means that they think that there's an area where they are lacking a man.
Okay. So I will give you a for instance in this situation that let's say a little boy isn't into sports. All right, has a fear of sports. And then his father comes along or other men whom he looks up to.
Are these men on the Steve Wilkos show?
No, make comments about, that you're a little soft because you're not playing sports.
Billy there wears his socks a little too high and his shorts a little too low.
Right. And what's the difference if he likes that? You know what I mean? I think that's one of the things that has changed in our society, that men are more, you think men are more understanding about certain things and the importance of having an individual?
Men are more understanding more because we're as a race, we live longer. It's all the database now. Where you go to YouTube or you go to Dr. Phil and they says, hey, how come my daddy doesn't love me? Well, because you're ugly. And what else?
So I just think that that's part of that toxic. And so is the
Acidic.
acidic, right. So as the holidays come around and people start getting together with family and other things, a lot of this stuff kind of comes to the surface, don't you think?
Yes.
In a certain way?
There's an elephant in the room and nobody wants to talk
And
about
nobody
it.
wants to talk about it.
Yes.
So it's like, hi, will you pass the potatoes, you piece of shit? You know, I mean, it's like those simple.
Wax at your nuts.
Gosh, you had a nice. This is just such a beautiful.
What
this
happened
must
to
have
your
set
old
you-
house? This place is a dump. Your girlfriend seems to have a third eye. Me and Miffy, we went down to, we surprised Mama down in Midlothian, and she walked to the door and she's like, I was just in the hospital taking whisker. And we went in there and had a nice little Thanksgiving. My mom just had another heart attack. I think she's had 8 total now.
She had another heart
She
attack.
had another heart attack.
So what was it like? Was it all right? Yeah, nice visit. Okay.
Miffy walks in with a 12 of Budweiser, and Jim's like, that's my gal.
I know you tie one on. I know you tie it on.
I leave.
No one will fess up and say that Scott ties on a drink because
I actually
respect-
I tied one on New Year's Eve at Miffy's sister's house, Lucinda. All the L sisters, and there was a family there from Germany, and they had this stuff that was Jägermeister, but it was like from Germany. Man, I was drinking Mexican beer. My daughter was on TV for half an hour with her master singers on Christmas Eve. Those big, and the German people are like, "That is your daughter. That is your daughter."
Pardon me, drink. We have 6 weeks off a
And
year.
I sung on top of my lungs after I was lit like a candle, O Tannenbaum, and I hugged and caressed the German man and his wife, and I believe the American son-in-law DJ.
There was a time, and I would say not many years ago, but many years ago, right?
Why do you want me to fess up about drinking?
Because I think it's great. I think it's great that you were able to do it. You would drink me under the table, and we drank a lot.
Yes, but I don't. It's not a part of my life anymore.
No, it's not.
It really isn't. Like if I go golfing, like Miffy says, if you have 16 shots and you go on the golf course, you shouldn't be driving. I'm like,
16 shots?
well, you get 2 in a John Daly. That's the first drink. You have 4 of those at the golf course. That's 8. You're gonna have a vodka and cranberry at the bar, and next thing you're like, hey, let's have another one.
Yeah, but you were
Then
like
you gotta have beer too.
But you were like the king of the chaser. You would have, and you know who introduced me to that was you, but I never really got into it. So you'd buy a beer, and then you had a mixed drink, and then we'd go out, and go ahead, have one. And I have one, I have 2 of those, and I'm like lit. I went in the bathroom, lost the heel to my shoe, ended up calling off sick.
I want to say that the reason why I probably did that is because I wanted to kill the pain that was inside of me of being from an alcoholic home. And now that my father, God bless him, he is in Glenwood, and he's sitting there in his sweatpants. He's on the bike. He's riding the bike again because he wants to get out of the home. And I got a feeling I'm going to see him pretty soon. God love you. I love you, Daddy.
Okay.
And you still won't kiss me. So,
Does that bother you though?
I didn't know I was from an alcoholic home. Some guy at a church meeting says, we're from an alcoholic home.
I think there were a lot of those, and people just didn't want to, people didn't want to talk about that because of shame and embarrassment. And then pretty soon it's like, oh, why am I drinking too? Because it's, it's kind of like normal behavior.
Like when I was a kid, I wanted to drink a kitty cocktail to be like my old man. Whoa.
All right, so I don't
we
know.
cover
If
that,
we,
or
I don't know if we really accomplished a lot.
Thank
on
you, Bob
tonight's
Mujo.
show. I don't know why I'm looking off to the side here, but
Thank you, Cruel.
you're going on a trip. I'm glad you're going on a
I'm
trip.
going to Louisville, Kentucky.
I'm glad.